President Obama is getting a second opportunity to appoint a Supreme Court justice. One of the most liberal justices, John Paul Stevens, is retiring this summer after 35 years on the bench. Stevens will soon turn 90. He stated before that he wants to step down while there's a liberal president to name his replacement. But the Senate Republicans leader is letting the president know Republicans will put up a fight if Obama nominates a left-leaning judicial activist.
Jordan Sekulow of the American Center for Law and Justice joins us now from our Washington, D.C. bureau to talk about the Senate confirmation. Jordan, this is President Obama's second Supreme Court appointment. What do you see is going to be the lasting impact on the shape of the court?
You know, what's interesting about this is a lot of commentators, too many commentators, have said, well, listen, when you have a liberal being replaced by a liberal, it's not such a big deal. But the truth is, this is President Obama putting his mark on the Supreme Court for the next 30. Listen, Justice Stevens served 35 years on the U.S. Supreme Court, so he's going to have a huge impact by this decision. So what this does is reshapes the court in the image of President Obama and his judicial philosophy.
And what kind of issues do you think we really might see this new appointee's mark on? What issues are going to be important to the president?
Well, listen, we know it's going to be someone who's liberal. It's how liberal and how out of touch they are with the American people and the mainstream of the country who don't understand sometimes how these professors and judges get so liberal. There's a couple of names that have been thrown around. One is the current Solicitor General of the United States, the former dean of Harvard Law School, the first female dean there, Elena Kagan. She's already been confirmed by the Senate. She's a liberal, but her confirmation probably wouldn't be so difficult for President Obama. But for the liberals to appease the progressives and liberals in his party, I think they could look to someone like Diane Wood. She's a judge on the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals. She's based out of Chicago. She also taught at University of Chicago, where President Obama taught. She is very liberal. In fact, in 2 ACLJ cases at the Supreme Court, you've got a situation where she was overturned. So she's probably one of the most liberal liberal choices that could be made by President Obama. But again, with these nominations, you never know until the person's name. Sometimes there's a dark horse out there that you just haven't heard about.
Right, and I know there's one other name being floated out there, Merrick Garland of Washington.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about him, Jordan.
Much more moderate, not conservative anyway, definitely someone who would still be considered to the left on the political spectrum. But I think when you've got someone like President Obama, and the only reason he would go with someone like a Garland, who is definitely qualified, probably wouldn't be a very difficult fight in the Senate confirmation hearings, but they go with him because they didn't think they had the political will to push through someone like Diane Wood. At the end of the day, if President Obama feels confident, and it seems like he does feel very confident after the passage of health care now signed into law, he could go with someone like a Diane Wood and definitely someone like Elena Kagan.
Jordan, just a few seconds left, but is ACLJ going to play a role in the confirmation process?
Every time there's a confirmation, we do play a role. Our offices are right on Capitol Hill, right across from where the Senate Judiciary Committee meets, so we'll be there. We're already doing research on all of the potential nominees, even some of the names that aren't as well known, so we'll be ready to go this summer when the confirmation battle begins.
All right, Jordan Sekulow with the ACLJ, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.